amigos, I'm the Spanish chef Omar Aliboy, and today I'm going to show you how to cook Calçots Con Romesco, a Catalonian style of a spring onion grilled, served with roasted tomatoes and nuts sauce. A recipe that has been on the app for the last decade. More and more I've seen Romesco sauce being used in international restaurants, Michelin star restaurants all around the world. But this Catalonian spring onion, I think, is been picking up as well. And not just that, Spanish restaurants outside of Spain, we started using it, but it has become so popular outside of Catalonia that even the ones I'm using today have been grown in Madrid, something completely unthinkable 5 years ago. So that tells you quite a lot. And you may be thinking, grilled spring onions? What's the fuss about? And the reality is that it's so much about the ingredient itself than the event itself. You know, there is a very short season which happens about now on the month of January. And in Catalonia there is these Calçotadas, which are events where families and friends get together, they grill the calçots, just as I'm going to show you, they make romesco sauce and they eat it. But it's done in a very messy, fun way, and that is why it has become so popular in the last decade at least, that even on restaurants where I come from in Madrid, which you would have never heard about it 15 years ago, now there is calçotadas in restaurants where they even put you a bib because it's such a messy experience and really good fun. So let me show you how to make it. We're going to need the calçots, which are a kind of a hybrid between a spring onion and a leek. It definitely has the sweetness of the spring onion and the aroma of a leek. Then these beautiful dried Nora peppers, hazelnuts, almonds, a little bit of sweet paprika. That's what's special about this recipe in difference with the very traditional one. Bread, garlic, tomato, salt, pepper, extra virgin olive oil, and sherry vinegar. A couple of hours before we start our romesco sauce, we need to deseed our Nora peppers and hydrate them in some boiling water. If you cannot find these particular Nora peppers, you can use the paste that sometimes they sell in jars of one of these two peppers. Otherwise, in some Middle Eastern shops, they sell dried sweet peppers that are not chilies, and those will do just as well. To continue with the romesco sauce, we're going to drizzle a little bit of extra virgin olive oil in our tomatoes, and we're going to roast them over some parchment paper for about 45 minutes at 200 degrees with the head of garlic. In the last 5 minutes of that roasting process, we're going to add our hazelnuts, almonds, and the bread slice with the extra virgin olive oil. Once it's toasted, discard the skins of the tomatoes and open up the garlic. You'll see that you can squeeze out the flesh of the garlic and put them all together inside a food processor with the salt, the pepper, the paprika, the soaked Nora peppers. And if you don't like bits in your sauce, you can scoop out the flesh of the Nora peppers, blend it all together with the extra virgin olive oil and the sherry vinegar into a fine puree. I like a little bit of lumps, as you can see, and that's traditionally how it's done, but you process it as much or as little as you like. Now it's time for the cooking of the calçots, and for that I am preparing a mini barbecue in my chimney, for which I am using sarmiento branches, which are these small off-cut branches from the pruning of the vines that happens on winter before it springs again in the spring, obviously. And they light very quickly, they give a lot of heat, and they cool down and fade off just as quickly as they release that initial heat, which is what we need to burn out the outer skin of these beautiful calçots so they cook really quickly on the outside, and then we let them steam inside by wrapping them in some newspaper paper, or you can just use anything you have so that it's tight and they stay nice and warm for 20 minutes before we eat them. Well, this has been resting for 20 minutes. I can't wait to try them. Let's unwrap it. They are still steaming hot. Let's get one that is not so hot, quite soft, as you can see. And now it's about grabbing the center of the spring onion, grabbing it by the other end and just pulling. Dip it into your romesco sauce, which is what turns it into something so delicious. And now it's when the fun starts. I'm not exaggerating, promise. Absolutely beautiful. And messy. Take a look. I urge you all to try to get some calçots, otherwise just replace them by spring onions. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe to the channel, and all the best, familia. Calçots for the people. And don't be scared of messing your hands like I did. All the best. Adios.